This video is going to be a little different. You're not going to see the classic me that you're used to. It's not supposed to be sad, it's not supposed to be dreadful, it's not supposed to be upbeat, and it's not supposed to be motivational. It's me. Me in the truest sense that I can think to show it to you. Most of the time when I film, I turn the part of the camera towards me that's the screen so that I can watch what I'm doing. I actively think about how I'm talking and presenting myself and what I'm saying and how I'm doing it. Not today. The screen's turned away. I'm going to do my best to not give you any fake bullshit today. Don't get me wrong, everything that I've been doing, it's mostly honest, it's mostly true, it's a part of me. I love Brett, I love our life. We've told you true things about our relationship. It's not all lies, and I promise that it's not. But us, people creating content today, YouTubers, podcasters, radio hosts, TV hosts, personalities, entertainers, we're failing you. We've been failing you. It's time to stop. It's time to tell the truth. I got a comment on one of the first videos that I put up just a few days ago, actually. Friday, I believe it was, is when I read this, and today's Sunday. So, not that long ago. Somebody just subscribed, they just saw this video. It was the boyfriend Q&A part 1. And the comment started off by saying I might be reading too much into this, but, and then it went into this analysis of the situation. And the analysis that they made of me was well-spoken, egotistical, and understood branding. Me, I, me, I, me. Look at me. Glasses, hair, straight, makeup, got it. I laughed off the comment at first. Then I had a panic attack later that night. As many of you know, I grew up in a small town, one where I was not out, one where I chose to hide a critical part of me, one because I couldn't take it. I didn't believe it was true. I wouldn't accept it. Years of hiding, years of hate for myself. That got me to a year and a half ago when I left it all behind and went to Florida to stay with the first person that I thought I truly loved. And I did. I left it all behind without a second thought for the most part. I packed up one night from my dorm room and drove all the way from Cincinnati down to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, over 1,000 miles. And I didn't stop. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take the lies, the deception, the constant, you're supposed to present yourself in a certain way. Over the past few weeks, I've been having these feelings that I have to share. I have to tell you the truth. I have to explain to you why I do what I do. The person in the comments said I have desires of becoming famous or, a wannabe YouTuber, and maybe that's true. It probably is. Most of us want that. Most of us want people to give a shit about what we say. But I'll tell you what, as long as anybody's watching my videos, as long as anybody's listening to the podcast that I do multiple times a week, I'm doing something. Like I said, over the past few weeks, there's been a lot of events that have culminated to the panic attack that I had on Friday. I had the attack shortly after I finished my most recent book called Something Like Summer. It ended in a very emotional way. I'd recommend reading the book. It is an excellent book, and it all hit me at once. From the Orlando shooting to having to come to terms with what's next for me and Brett and True Chat and everything that's going on. I look at this year's presidential campaign and what we see is an America that is upset because we don't feel like we have a genuine candidate on either side. And I'm upset. 49 people lost their lives. 20 lost their lives just a few days ago. When does it end? It ends when we quit being so overcome with this need to go on and pretend like everything's A-okay all the time, to forget and to hide and to distract ourselves from what we really feel and what we really think. Why do we think that we have to hide this stuff from people? Why did I think that? Why was I a fool? So many people look at Brett and I's relationship and they wonder why. Why are you two together? They wonder because on the outside it doesn't seem like we'd be all that compatible. Brett said it before. He knows that I'm the more intelligent one, and it pisses me off every time somebody likes to point that out. You really think he's smart enough? What the fuck does that have to do with it? He's the only person that I have ever been able to just be myself around. You know why I question all the time whether or not I'm really in love with him? Because this may be the first time that I don't have to worry about being betrayed, about my emotions that I share with somebody else coming back to bite me in the ass. I started True Chat along with my best friend Camden almost 5 years ago now. And it seemed we didn't even have to communicate why we were doing it at the time. True Chat. It made sense. We wanted to cover our community. We wanted to show people that our town mattered, that there was a sense of community, a sense of spirit about what was going on, that people could care about the local teams and what they were doing. And we decided, hey, all this political nonsense that's out there, why can't we just have some people telling us their honest opinions instead of preparing canned speeches for the camera? From the major networks to the little podcasters, everybody was doing it, and people still do it. We just wanted to tell people the truth. I want to tell people the truth, but the truth is hard, it's ugly, and sometimes it's not fun. Sometimes the truth kills people. I was thinking about what to do for my video this week, and I was struggling with it a little bit last week as well. I caught myself looking at what other YouTubers had been doing, about what else had worked. And I did. I wanted to hit myself. I was like, what the hell are you doing? It's the very reason that you started True Chat. And I'll tell you what, we don't have as many listeners as we'd like, and we probably never will. We'll probably never be satisfied with the number. And I don't know how people get comfortable with that, because it doesn't matter what YouTuber you're talking about, new people listening, watching, it's always exciting. And it's not that that's wrong. But how do we get comfortable at some point with we matter to some people? We can't matter to everyone. I've lied to myself for so long. I made a decision when I left for Florida a year and a half ago that I would be done with that. And I came back because things didn't work. They fell apart. And I decided that the truth couldn't set me free. Then Brett came along. And he was kind. He wanted to know my side of the story. He wanted to understand. He didn't want to take everybody else's opinion into account about what they thought I was. No, instead, he wanted to hear it from me. Falling in love is a subtle process, a connection sparked by attraction, tested by compatibility, and forged by memory. That's from the book that I just finished not that long ago. I read that line and that's when it started. I knew that by the time I had finished the book, I wouldn't hold myself together anymore. Love is patient. Love is kind. Those words probably sound familiar from a song. Love can be those things. We have to choose consciously to get past ourselves and to quit being lazy when it comes to listening and caring about other people. I don't know what this video is. It's going to be hard to figure out a title. But it's honest. It's the truth. It's how I feel. And I don't know what the point is. I do usually construct these. I have my plan laid out on how to start and how to finish. And it's not that plans are bad, but sometimes they make us a little less honest. I found out that I also have obsessive personality. Not obsessive compulsive disorder, obsessive personality. What that means is that I have a desire for things to be a certain way, for a certain level of control to exist in my life. I like things just so. And that's not talking about necessarily organization or cleanliness or anything like that. It has to do with my image, how I present myself, and what I'm willing to tell people. I don't know how this video will do. I don't know if you'll like it. But it's honest. I'll see you guys next week.